So, this is the FAW, F-A-L-X, FAW, pronounced as it was a W, cerebri. That's between the two halves of the cerebrum, and it's supposed to go all the way down to the corpus callosum. This is the FAW cerebelli, right here. That's going to be doing the same thing between the two halves of the cerebellum. Excuse me. And then this is the tentorium cerebelli. It's between the cerebrum and the cerebellum, and this is the way I always remembered it. I think this is even in your book. It fits over the cerebellum like a tent. Tentorium cerebelli. So that's the fold. Now, blood vessels. This is the superior sagittal sinus. There's the inferior. I don't know if that's on there, but those are the two sagittal sinuses. They're going to drain the blood from these arteries back into the venous system. This is the straight sinus. I don't know if that's on there either, but this one I know is. This is the transverse sinus. So the transverse and the sagittal I know are going to be on there. Other than that, I'm not sure. These are the two vertebral arteries. They fuse together into the basilar artery. And then we come up into the circle of Willis, and the circle of Willis is a circle all the way around the pituitary gland. What it actually is, this is a little bit of lecture stuff, but what it actually is what we call an arterial anastomosis. That's where all the arteries come together with no veins or capillaries in between them. What it is for is if anything blocks any of these arteries, we can still get blood into our brain through the rest of them. So right here, this would be our posterior communicating. There's the, I forgot. So embarrassing. Where is it? It's in here. I hate it when I forget. I don't do this often. We don't get to see very many of the circle of Willis on there, so the ones I already showed you, there we go. These are the posterior communicating. These would be the two carotids coming in. What we can't see are the anterior communicating and the anterior cerebral. The one that's the most, I don't want to say important, but the one that is most noteworthy, unfortunately we can't see it, is the anterior cerebral. If you have a stroke, chances are that's where you're going to have it. The anterior cerebral artery, on one of the two sides. I don't know why that happens most commonly in that particular artery, but it does. So that's part of the circle of Willis. What can we see here? Two vertebrals, basilar, posterior communicating, posterior cerebral artery, posterior communicating arteries, and these are the two carotids coming in. Then we can't see the upper portion of it.
All right.
Okay?
Right.
And that's it on that model. Oh.